Hi, I'm Kaycee. I am an advocate for cannabis. I live an incredibly active life. I love to travel. It's one of my greatest passions. Most recently, I was on a 10-month sabbatical where I went to 4 different continents and spent 17 weeks in Asia, 7 weeks of which I was motorbiking through Vietnam. I'm very active in my everyday life. I do yoga 4 to 5 to 6 times a week. I am an artist. I am always making a project or doing a doodle of some sort. I am an avid cannabis user, both THC and CBD, for a menagerie of reasons, and health benefits, the lifestyle benefits, and everything in between. While I was motorbiking, I got in an accident and I injured my wrist. So I'm in the cannabis space. I've always been a cannabis advocate. I've used it for its medicinal purposes in other areas of my life. And when my wrist wasn't healing the way that maybe I thought that it should, or at the pace that I'm used to injuries healing, I started to become a little concerned. One day I was working on an art piece and I literally dropped the pen because the pain in my wrist and in my joint started to cramp up so severely I couldn't hold on to the pen anymore. And I lost it, and I thought, is this the beginning of chronic pain for me? I take CBD daily. I take it before I practice yoga and I take it after I practice yoga. I am tight naturally as a person, which is why I practice. And that sometimes causes me to be sore after a yoga class. And I know that some of that soreness is caused by inflammation. So since I started incorporating CBD into my daily regimen, I've noticed that I can have more endurance in my yoga poses. I don't feel the tightness and the pain the way that I would before. I tend to have an anxious personality and want things to be punctual and perfect and on time and done the right way. And I've found that CBD really helps take a little bit of that edge off, and so I can move out of feeling anxious and instead just feel excited about what I'm doing, and that nervousness is able to be calmed down from inhaling CBD. So I take a full spectrum CBD sublingually under my tongue, and I do that just about 15 or 20 minutes before I go into class. And then I take one of my wonderful creams and put that in all of the places that I need a little extra help with inflammation or some pain. I do the same routine of I put a few drops sublingually under my tongue to help get going towards that inflammation that I've just maybe stimulated in pushing my muscles. And then I go shower, and once I'm all fresh and clean again, I grab some more of my balm and I put it on my wrist, because inevitably it will, sort of start to feel the pressure of the last hour and downward dogs. I brought some products along with me today as I have gone through journeying, exploring, and testing a bunch of CBD and THC infused balms. When I dropped my pen trying to do an art piece, and I thought, I haven't been giving cannabis a try. And so I took this out and I started using this. And I didn't feel instant relief that came from if I had tightness in my joint or anything like that. But I really enjoy that it doesn't have a smell. I frequently go to hot yoga and use these creams in yoga. So that's also part of a little different approach for me, is in 104-degree temperature, what cream is going to even saturate to give me relief during my practice. So this one is great for that in the sense that it doesn't slip off, it doesn't cause my hands to slip down the mat, but I don't actually feel a relief sensation when I use it. So I kind of just have it as a backup. Up next is Elixinol Hemp Balm. So this one was sitting on my roommate's bedside table, and I was in his room and I just like offhandedly snatched it and just started slathering it on my wrist. And I thought, whoa, this is what people are talking about. I instantly felt a sensation of relief, of calm, of like, whoa, this is my arm back. I almost forgot what it felt like to not have any pain. So I was jazzed. And then I took it to yoga, and it immediately just slipped off and became just a mess. And so it's not the greatest for yoga because of its composition. I still use it really regularly on neck pain, if I'm at work, too much typing, something like that. I also found that I think the instant relief feeling is coming from the wintergreen and eucalyptus. So that sensation gives a cooling effect and it helps give the relief right away, though it doesn't last as long as other products I later discovered. Full spectrum hemp oil, 125 milligrams. And that's where a lot of things are starting to get tricky with CBD and hemp, and knowing what the difference is, what the terminology means, if you're even getting the cannabinoids that you're looking for. This says full spectrum, which I believe to be CBD, as opposed to just hemp oil, which is not with cannabinoids. I wanted to call to light the ability for people to make their own balms and creams and salves if you desired. This is THC. I have a dear friend who makes this, and I just pay her for the THC, and we hang out and she cooks it all up, and it's really fun and great. This is my absolute favorite for giving or preferably receiving a massage. It's really luxurious in its texture. It has the natural the natural cannabis smell to it. So it does smell like THC, which I happen to love. Plants. This one I know she makes out of grapeseed oil and mango butter. And so it's really luxurious, and you can just coat it on. This is not something that I would bring to yoga. It would melt right off. And it provides a calming relief. There isn't this instant where the pain is so tight that I feel like I need to crack my knuckle. It doesn't take that pain away, but it does calm down the need for me to crack my knuckle. So whatever inflammation or pressure is happening there, it alleviates, even though it doesn't alleviate the pain. With the full spectrum, that means that there's THC, there's CBD, and there's the other cannabinoids that are in that particular molecule. So they're all working together. With this one, she has extracted from simple THC flower, actual bud, and made her own oil. So the difference is with this one, I'm only receiving THC, and with this one, I'm receiving multiple molecules in the cannabinoid.
Interesting.
Next is Sol, and I really enjoy Sol. It's very similar to Elixinol in its smell and its feeling. It also has wintergreen and some of the other extracts that provide that instant cooling relief. Sol CBD also has wintergreen and eucalyptus, which is what provides that cooling sensation that helps take the pain away, that allows for you to continue on in my yoga practice or doing an art piece while the CBD does its work on reducing the inflammation. What I like about Soul CBD, even though the two are very similar, over Elixinol is that it's a little bit thicker, and so I use this in hot yoga, and it's the one that I have found is the most durable when I'm sweating so much, and I still put it on, and it still is able to reach my joint and my muscle for the sensation, the relief, and the benefits. This I got a couple of weeks ago, and I use it generously in yoga. It's my favorite thing to get to class like 15 minutes early and then just take my Soul CBD and rub it on every single part of me that's in any sort of pain at all, or that I want to stretch more, or that I want inflammation reduction. So, and this I think is a really great price point. I believe it's about $40. I think I got that with a discount that they offered for signing up for their emails. And I'm a couple weeks in, and I took some out for yoga, and I still have half a tub. So I'm really pleased with how this is lasting and how much I'm using it. First, the ones that have some sort of cooling agent, like a menthol or wintergreen, I receive instant relief in the pain. The Elixinol's relief lasts a little bit longer than the Soul's. I have a feeling that that's because I use this usually just at home, and I use this in hot yoga. So the sweating, I would imagine, contributes to,
Gotcha.
its durability. This last one is Culture for Good. I absolutely love this one. This is my favorite to keep next to me when I'm typing at work, or when I am doing an art piece. It's a little bit pricey at $80 for a fluid ounce. It's got 260 milligrams of CBD in it, and it's got, and I'm gonna maybe butch this, glutathione. Culture for Good pain cream has glutathione. I have to be honest that I'm not 100% certain the scientific facts behind glutathione. I just know that it is something used in sports medicine. I was lucky enough to meet with the scientific director for Culture of Good, and she explained to me a lot of what went into the development of this product, which was why I was so excited to try it out. And what I'll say about this one is that I receive instant relief when I put it on. It smells amazing, it feels luxurious, and it lasts longer than a lot of the other lines, and it makes me feel like that's because I'm getting some longer lasting healing benefits from it. CBD has affected my sleep cycle because it gives me that calming relief. Especially after a long day. Like I said before, I tend to be on the anxious side. So I'm able to smoke a little bit of CBD at the end of the night and feel really calm, and then fall into a restful slumber and not have some of the side effects that I had when I was smoking a lot of THC at night, which was that I would then wake up in the middle of the night. So I found that switching to smoking CBD at night has led to a longer night's sleep. I incorporate CBD into my everyday life multiple times throughout the day. So I will smoke it if I'm feeling anxious, and so CBD affects my mood because it helps me to remain calm and stay focused on the things that I'm doing. CBD makes me feel happy because I can continue working on an art piece or go in a yoga class despite some chronic pain that I have developed. And CBD makes me feel really excited about the future because I have a lot of family history with some very specific ailments that CBD has been researching, a long history of family with cancer and Alzheimer's, and those are two really big things that have affected my life, that I feel by taking CBD every day, I am giving myself a fighting chance against some of these family history ailments For a person trying CBD for the first time, it's important for you to decide what you want to use CBD for. Are you like me and you have an injury? Are you like me and you tend to be anxious? I know a lot of us are. Are you somebody who has some sort of other ailment? When you know what it is that you're trying to target, then you know which way is going to be best for you to receive it. If you're looking for something that's instant, then you're going to want to inhale it. If you're looking for something that has longer lasting effects or maybe higher and stronger doses, then you're going to want to take it sublingually or ingest it. And if you're looking for relief on, your pain in your joints and your muscles, or if you have something like acne and rashes and other things along those lines, then you're going to want to find a topical that suits your needs. If you're interested in exploring this wide world of CBD out there, begin first by doing your research. Begin first by doing your research. CBD and THC labs are out there testing all of these products, and there is a lot of new regulations that are trying to go through, and a lot of people that are just pushing their product out there trying to catch this new wave and this new health craze. I can tell you that CBD is beneficial and is great to incorporate into your life, so you want to make sure that you know what you're taking. CBD products like Soul CBD, for example, they have their lab results posted right on their website, so you can see exactly what's gone in it, if it's used pesticides, how much actual cannabinoid is in there. It's also important for you to know that Full Spectrum has trace amounts of THC, and that Isolate doesn't have THC at all, but not as many of the benefits as Full Spectrum. So there's lots of places out there to start reading, to start researching, to knowing the difference, and to finding products that have their lab results tested or that have scientific directors on their teams that are helping make the formulas. That's really important, that you know what you're consuming and you know that the product actually has in it what it says it does.